Fame. You cannot be like me, we are not the same. Wildlife animal, you can't tame.
Hey girl, welcome back to another tutorial. Today we're making our very own frontal wig. Now this is the cap that I'm using today. I will list it below in the description box. This wig cap is just much more stretchier than the dome cap, so that's why I'm using this one. So, and then make sure you braid your hair flat. Don't put those big braids just to save time, because your wig gonna look crazy. So I'm going to use the adjustable straps in the back just to make it fit my head. And now I'm getting out my frontal. This frontal is from Snob Life. It's usually where I get most of my hair from. But what I'm going to do is put this up to the mannequin head that I have so that I can braid this hair up, because I do not want this hair in the way while I'm sewing this onto the wig cap. So you definitely need some T-pins before you get started to hold this down. Now let me just say, the braid is not necessary. You definitely can just put the hair up in a bun, but the braid allows the lace to just lay flat on your head when you're getting ready to sew down. It's just easier to see everything. So now that all the hair is out the way, you can now see exactly where you want the frontal to lay on your forehead. So measure that out of where you want it to be on the cap. So while you're doing this, you're still gonna have your cap on. And then you're gonna mark it out with a white eyeliner pencil. The reason why you use this is because clearly it's easy to see. So when you go in and get ready to sew it down, it'll be easy for you to see your guideline. Okay, it's time to get busy. But first and foremost, you need to find a mannequin head that is your size. My mannequin head size is 22.5, so that's what I have. You can find these on Amazon, but those styrofoam heads, baby girl, that you're trying to use is not going to work, and your wig's not going to come out right. When you lay this frontal down, you want the back to be flat, so no wrinkles. So use as many T-pins as you need to lay this down as flat as you can. And once you pin it all down, the front should be kind of loose. Boom, we got it pinned in place. Now it's time to stitch it down. Now this video is not going to be a how to stitch. This is more so the placement of how you should have everything. Now, if you don't know how to sew, you definitely need to just stop this video and go to my how to make closure video. It'll be listed down below. Or if you just want to know my technique on how I sew, check out that video. It explains it in depth and actually slows down the process so you can know and understand and learn how to sew. Now that we've attached the frontal, now we're going to try on the wig. Just before you start sewing on everything and then it don't fit right. When you try on this wig cap, it should fit just like this. It should still fit snug to your head, and the frontal should lay flat along your hairline. Now when I tack this wig cap down, I'm going to pull the adjustable straps in the back so they're not in the way when I start to sew. And once those are out the way, now we can go ahead and start sewing. So I doubled the first bundle, and that just means I folded the entire bundle in half. So the way I secure these bundles, I first go through the weft and then I create my own knot. The way to keep the knot close to the wig cap is to place your thumb where you want it to stay and then pull it. Now, if you don't tie these knots close enough to the weft, the weft will start flapping up, and you don't want that. You want it to lay flat and seamless. So that's what we're doing. And I might have another view of it as the video goes on, but if not, you can rewind it as many times as you want. Now, before I do my flip over method, which is in my other video, I'm going to make another knot to keep the wefts in place so that when I fold it over, it won't move and it'll just stay in that one spot. Now with making a frontal, you kind of just want to go a little higher than you did before. Like it's kind of like just a zigzag. Like you go up a little bit on this side, and then when you make it to the next side, you go up a little bit that way so that you gradually get closer and closer to the frontal.
Damn, Mizzy Mari got beats.
I figure I show you how to stitch it when I flip over while we're just here. So I don't actually go through the weft, I go under the weft, and then I wrap it around the needle about 3 times, and then I go ahead and pull it through. And then what you want to do is pull the thread up and the bundle down to lock it in place. Now after that, you're just going to sew regularly, but you do want to do about 3 stitches really close together on the edge so it lays flat, and then you can go ahead and just start stitching the rest of the bundle. You don't want to put the tracks so close together on top of each other, so just make sure it's about a thumb space apart. Okay, we're done with the first bundle. Now we're going to go into the second bundle. You want to leave that thread that you already have left over from the first bundle, and all you're going to do is just sew like how you regularly do. It looks like I double wefted this. I don't know why, but I usually just double the first bundle, and then the second bundles I just sew in regularly. So once you attach that second bundle, I'm just gonna do like a stitch or 2 back onto the first bundle, and what this does is just marry the 2 bundles together. Now when you get up to this part to where you're very close to the frontal, do not sew on the frontal. You can, it's your preference. I would advise you to not do that. The reason I say that is because the hair as in the bundles lasts longer than the frontal. Frontal hair, they usually start to bald, or they just don't last as long as the hair. So you're gonna eventually need to replace the frontal. So in that event, all you would have to do is just cut off the frontal. Now if you sew on the frontal, it makes it extremely hard to replace the frontal.
Damn, Mizzy Mari got beats.
So I'm just finishing up this second bundle, and now I'm going to start to put in my third, but I still have some more thread left over, and I don't want to flip it right here. So what I'm doing is I'm just going through the wig cap and actually just pulling it through so that that thread can start right at the cap, if that makes, I mean right close to the frontal, if that makes sense. I'm sorry y'all, just follow me. Y'all just gotta follow me. I didn't mention it, but the bundles that I'm using, I have a 18 inch, a 20 inch, and a 22 inch in Brazilian body wave. The frontal is a 16 inch, and I double weft the first and the second bundle, but I advise you guys to just double the first bundle at the bottom, and then the next two just do single, just to make it as flat as possible. That's really the key to making a wig, is making sure it's as flat as possible so that it looks as natural as possible. Okay, so I do want to give you guys another tip, because I just don't want y'all to make the same mistakes I made, and we are going for scalp, okay? We want this to be as natural as possible. If you do not feel comfortable with this flip over method, please cut your tracks. And even if you don't want to cut your tracks, I would advise to at least cut maybe like the first 5 tracks on the top of your head, like close to the frontal. It just makes it lay flatter. Like I noticed after I got done making this wig, that it wasn't as flat as I wanted it to be, because I did the flip over method at the top. I just wanted to add that in there, because I know it's kind of frowned upon to cut tracks, but I don't think it's a bad thing to cut maybe like 3-4 pieces of tracks at the top. That's fine, especially to get the flattest install you can get. So now I'm on the last track at the top, and I still don't go through the wefts. I'm sorry, I still don't go through the frontal. So just so as close as you can up to the frontal, and go ahead and cut off the rest of the track, and then sew it down that last bit, and you're done.
Damn, Mizzy Mari got beats.
So you're finally done with the hard part. Now we just have to do this little minor thing, is to take this excess cap off that was under the frontal. All you do is pin it up, take some scissors, and just cut along. Do not cut too close to the frontal, girl. Do not do it. You will ruin your wig. You will be so mad at yourself. You will cut a piece of the thread, and it'll just be all downhill from there. Just make sure you leave enough space for the thread to still be on the cap. And now we done with our frontal wig. Okay, so now we got that done. Boom, that was the hardest part. So make sure you tune in to my next video. I'm going to show you how to pluck this frontal wig, and I'm going to show you how I apply the wig. So please stay tuned. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.